Hey guys, what's going on? Errol here. Now, I'm gonna be talking about how to know if someone is the right fit for your business. How to know if they fit like a tight ass condom around your business. Okay. Oh, Jesus, man, these mosquitoes over here are crazy. I don't know how comes this time of the year there are so many mosquitoes around. Hey, hold on a bit. I have a couple stains over here on the wall. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be wiping out some of these stains pretty soon. Whoa. Whoa, it's crazy. Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna be whoa. Whoa, these mosquitoes over here are, I don't know what's going on. Damn, I wish I could show you what's going on right down here. Yes, mosquitoes they're just buzzing around. Last night I killed this huge one on the wall. It was very huge. It splattered all over my hands. Well, obviously the stain is already gone. I don't keep stains anywhere near me for too long. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, but I'm gonna be talking about six ways six ways that you can know whether or not someone is a good fit for your business, if they're gonna fit in it as tight as a condom can fit. Okay, so if you can imagine what that is. But yeah, just to illustrate, the person has to fit in as tightly and as neatly as possible, Right, so the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is how do you know? The first thing has to do with their feedback, their level of feedback. So this can apply to whether you are hiring someone or whether you are actually the service provider. Right? So the person who you're approaching needs to have timely feedback. Okay, so let's say I am prospecting a business, right? As a service provider. Let's say I'm doing that, and if the business takes more than, put it at 2 days, if they take more than 2 days to respond, then it tells me a couple things about them. It tells me that one, they're not advertising as much on particular media, and two, it might be that they really don't care much about their customers. They might be sort of wishy-washy in the way that they do business. So that's definitely not a business that I would want to work with personally. If you're a service provider, you probably wouldn't want to work with them either. Okay. That's the first thing. So the other thing is actually the quality of feedback. Right? So if the feedback is sort of nonchalant, sort of non-responsive, then it's someone that you definitely don't want to work with. If their quality of feedback is often delayed, it's wishy-washy, if it always comes across as needy, and this can apply to whether you're a service provider or whether you're the person hiring. If the person you are talking to comes across as needy, then it's definitely a no-no. Needy in terms of they're always trying to get something without qualifying you properly. Maybe they haven't shown enough value, like what I'm doing right now. If they have nothing at all, if they have no social proof, etc., then what that means is that their quality of feedback it's gonna be on the lower end, because they don't have any proof of what they can do. They might not have any references, etc. So that's definitely something to look out for. sorry about that. The third thing is actually has to do with poor or delayed communication. So let's say you're a service provider and you have already taken on someone. Let's say that you didn't pick up on the signs before that they were probably going to be a bad client and you took them on. Then look out for this poor or delayed communication or no communication. What poor communication actually means is that they probably don't see you as authoritative enough to give you their full attention. They don't see you as something might be missing from your game. It might be that you're not professional enough, or it might be that you were yourself delaying communication as well, so they're actually just returning the favor by having a don't care attitude. It can be anything at all that's gonna throw off your game. Actually, delayed communication is definitely a no-no for both parties. If I take on a client and the communication is delayed, it tells me that there's no respect, that mutual respect that maybe was there before or I thought was there before isn't been there, and I'm gonna have to fire them. I'm gonna tell them that, hey, you know, the communication is lacking. Even in some cases, if they might not do what you tell them to do, or they might not. And this is something that affects a lot of service providers. They take on a client and the client doesn't live up to expectations. The client doesn't do what they're told in terms of they don't follow the recommendations. They do their own thing. A lot of these clients are bad clients to have because the respect wasn't there in the first place. I mean, if you're hiring a service provider, I am speaking in general terms because I don't deal with clients who are hard to deal with. I can pick that up right off the bat, and I don't even entertain the thought of it. But for persons who are having difficulties with clients that are what I should say now, clients that are difficult to handle, then you don't have to put up with that sort of shit. You get what I'm saying? As bad as it may sound, as cocky as it might sound, you know what you're worth. So if the communication isn't there, then there can be no business because there's no respect. And without respect, we can't help you. Right? I mean, if you're gonna hire someone, if you're gonna hire someone, you should have already had the faith that they know what they're doing if you're gonna hire them. I personally don't need anyone to hire me out of some feel. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me or anything. I'm past that stage. I've done work for businesses from 14 different nations single-handedly, without any referrals, without any help. Right? So that's if you're gonna hire someone, then be professional, be responsible about it, and don't tell them that you're gonna hire them and they don't. This week comes, you don't hire. You have a lot of persons, they're gonna say, okay, next week, and then when next week comes, nothing at all. Don't waste people's time. Okay, service